2. Talking about schools. Frequently asked questions.
Which middle school did you study in? Was it close to your home? How did you get to school every day? What did you like the best about that school? Is there anything you didn't like about your school? If you were the president of the school, what changes would you like to make? What did you think of the teachers there?
Dialogue study. Wang Xiao and Li Chen meet in a restaurant. Hey, Wang Xiao, over here.
Hi there, Li Chen. Nice restaurant you've chosen.
I come here all the time. I'm one of their regulars. The food's good and the price is right.
Sounds good to me. Hey, look at those middle school kids over there. I bet that's the first time they're going out to eat in a restaurant all by themselves.
Remember when you were a middle school student and you dreamed about changing the world? I had so many big plans back then.
Me too. I loved middle school. Best years of my life, except for the last 2 years when we really had to buckle down and study hard. Hey, if you were the president of your middle school, what changes would you like to make?
That's easy. First of all, I'd change the classes to start later in the morning, and then I'd eliminate classes on weekends. I'd make sure there were plenty of clubs and activities for students to join, and I'd set aside one afternoon a week for students to just do activities.
You're dreaming, but it sounds great to me.
Well, what did you like best about middle school? If you can remember that far back.
I love the camaraderie of being with my friends all day and having teachers who knew me and cared about me. I don't know. College life and the working world are really different. People have their own opinions, and it seems that they just aren't willing to agree on even the smallest things. It wasn't like that in middle school.
What middle school did you study in?
You've probably never heard of it. It's not famous at all, but I still loved it. Middle school number 72, just a couple of blocks from my parents' apartment. I used to bike to school during good weather. When I was really young, my grandmother used to take me to school in a little cart. I had so much fun back then.
My parents never let me ride a bike to school. I suppose it was because my middle school was just down the street from our home. I was probably the only middle school student who didn't even own a bike. It wasn't until my last year of middle school that I finally persuaded my parents to buy me one.
That must have been embarrassing.
Yeah, it was a little. I think my parents were a bit on the overprotective side. I just remember all the students and teachers staring at me when I first rode my bike to school. They looked like they were in shock.
What did you think of your middle school teachers?
For the most part, they were really good, conscientious, sincere, and knowledgeable. There was one teacher that everyone avoided like crazy. Unfortunately, I had her as my history teacher, and she made my life miserable. Well, actually, I probably made her life miserable too.
That's why you didn't major in history when you got to college.
You got it. Now that I think back, I'm amazed at how much a teacher can influence students. If a teacher can inspire a student, the student might end up majoring in their field. But if a teacher doesn't believe in a student's ability and then treats that student badly, the student will likely not ever enjoy that subject again.
You're absolutely right. And you know what? We should really pay our teachers better, since they are the ones who are influencing the next generation. Hey, the food's here. Let's eat.
Smells great. Let's dig in.